GPT 5.6 is here, and I think it's going to be a big deal for developers. The real question is not only, is it smart? The real question is, can it build it for you? Can you understand the task, explore the code base, make change, run tests, improve implementation, and help you move it from an idea to a working result? Because when a model can do that, it becomes a part of your development workflow. Today, I'm going to be breaking down the GPT 5.6, specifically the 5.6 Terra. Terra is built for everyday developer work. Feature development, coding review, debugging documentation, API work, and projects that you're building every day. And we're going to do a side-by-side test. GPT 5.6 versus Fable 5. Same project, same starting point, and same prompt. We will look how each model approaches the work and how it executes and what is the final result tell us. Then at the end, I will show you how to integrate GPT 5.6 into your own application with GMI Cloud API. So let me explain it to you. GPT 5.6 comes with 3 tiers. First, the SOL. SOL is designed for demanding reasoning, complex coding, deep research, and long agentic workflows. Then we have Terra. Terra is the balanced model. It is designed for daily building, feature work, debugging, code reviewing, and practical engineering tasks. Lastly, we have Luna. Luna is optimized, fast, high-volume work like summaries, classification, log analysis, and repeated operations. This tiered approach is useful because everyday task calls a different balance of reasoning, speed, efficiency. For high complex engineering work, SOL is the model to reach for. For everyday product development, Terra is the more practical choice. For fast and repeatable workflows, Luna gives this quick move for you. And that's what makes GPT 5.6 interesting. This agentic coding. I believe that's the superpower of this model. Because we all know that coding goes beyond the regular writing a function or just to generate a prompt. The workflow is understand the project, finding the files, following the existing patterns, and connecting the front end with the API layer, running the tests, reviewing the results, and refining this work. That's where this agentic execution comes very powerful. You can give the model a go, and it can work with you on the process. So today you are giving both models an engineering task. It is a front end, it's going to be a website, but the interesting task about this is to understand how they're going to handle this request on 2 different models side by side. Remember how you used to do a website from using a coding agent. You need to be very specific what you want, the sessions and all that, and do a lot of iterations and look like AI. So with those new models, with Fable 5 and GPT 5.6, it kind of changes the game around that. I'm going to go over the prompt execution, and one thing that you're going to notice is we don't need to go detail by detail, or we don't need to go as explanation as possible, because the reasoning of those models think to you, and then it's going to build this very interesting page. One thing that's worth knowing is usually how you do from a website. You need to go there and you need to generate the images by yourself and then put this on a folder. But remember, on our folder, there's nothing. We're creating 2 projects from scratch. So what this means is we need to generate images for make this project more nice, more interesting. So what I'm proposing here on this part here is for us to pull the API key of the GPT image 2 using the API key from GMI. So then we're going to be able to generate images as well. And those images are going to populate the website. This way, you're going to have a more quality end result. We're not going to tell exactly the function, or we're not going to tell exactly how to build this. We're going to make the system to decide by itself. Okay, so let's go over the prompt. Build a single self-contained index.html. So I'm asking to do only 1 page of a fictional San Francisco museum. And have here the name of the museum, give a strong cohesive direction, the spirit of California fog modernism. And then just give you some more information about the style that you want. So we want a more like a confident, some like very interesting layouts, and then instead of copy, polish, museum voice, and make a screenshot worthy and verify on the JS faces, and make it interactive. So what is interesting about this? On this prompt here, it says make a screenshot worthy and verify on the JS faces. So on each step, what it's going to do is going to take a screenshot and visualize it and reiterate. So you don't need to tell them, fix this, fix that. So this piece of prompt solves you that. Make it very interactive. So I want to have this element that it can interact with the website. And then here, step number 1, we are putting here the API call from the GPT, the model. You see the model GPT image 2. This way, what's going to happen is the system is going to auto-create the prompt, auto-input it, auto-review it, and send it to you. So that's very interesting. And one thing here that's important is read GMI.API key from the .env file on this folder. So we're going to set up this file on the folder, so we're going to be able to pull the API key from there. And I'm going to explain you how to do that. And right now, we are using this way to generate the images, but very soon, we're going to release our MCP for multimodal, so we're going to just be able to call the models straight for the MCP. And then telling here for generate 12 photorealistic fine art images, and then I do a quick explanation about what those images are. And then we have here explanation about the hero, the sessions copy, so what's going to be the text and direction. So this is like you can customize it through whatever direction that you want to do. And then we have here the lights condition, so pick a time, draw on day, night, dusk. So it is giving the specifics on the art direction. You don't need to necessarily put all that, because I have been using Fable 5, and Fable 5 is very good to figure these things out to you, but you can do it. The only thing that I suggest you to do is set up this into steps, so then every step of the way, it improves by itself. And then here, it's something that's very important. Spin up 3 agents in parallel, each maximizing the sites within the line. So what I'm asking here in this prompt, I'm asking to generate 3 sub-agents. So you're going to be able to see the 3 sub-agents running, and then those sub-agents are going to do the review. We have a design sub-agent to take a look on the design aspect. We have a business. Imagine the CEO of this museum. What's going to be the things he's going to be criticizing on? And they have a QA. The person is going to click on things and test things around. And lastly, of all that, I'm going to say, don't ask questions. Run auto. Stop when it's done. This way, I want the system to be more automatic as possible. I don't want to keep asking questions and giving things directions, because I don't want to keep interacting with this, because then you're going to be able to see the full result side by side. All right, so let's get started. The first step, what you need to do, we need to set up the environmental variables, and then we're going to copy and paste the prompt. And so let me close this, and I will create a nano.env. So this is going to be our environmental variables. I'm going to call it GMI API key is equals to. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to cancel. I'm going to nano to create .env. So we have here 2 environments. So we have 2 folders, the GPT 5.6 and GPT 5.6 versus Fable 5. So here we're going to be running the Anthropic Fable, and here we're going to be running the OpenAI GPT 5.6. Same thing here. GMI API key is equals to. Okay, so now the next step, I need to go to the GMI account, because I'm going to be using the image generation. Settings, API key. So this is the console.gmi Cloud API. I'm going to generate a new one. call it GPT, Fable, create the API key, copy, paste it here, Command O, Control O to save it, yes, Command X, Control X to close it, same here, Command O to save it, Enter, Command X to close it. All right, so we have here our environmental variables. Now let's run it. Codex. Now let's run Codex. And let's run here Cloud. Okay, so let's take a look here on Codex. What models do we have? So this is the current Terra, and we are going to be using Ultra. And here, let's double check here on models. We're using Fable 5. All right, so let's copy the prompt. Copy here, paste it, enter. Same thing here, paste it, enter. Now let's see what is going to be the results. So here, those are the sub-agents that I showed you. On Fable, that's how it looks. So general purpose design and general purpose business, and then general purpose QA. All right, it's ready. So we have here our 2 pages done with no interactions. That's the final result. So we have here finished with no warnings, verified everything. This is the GPT 5.6 Ultra Terra. And it took 36 minutes to build this. With the Fable 5, same process here. We have our sub-agents and some summary what was built. And then this one took 33 minutes. So pretty much 3 minutes of difference between both. And let's open both. First, let's start with Fable 5. Let's see how it looks. Wow, interesting. Looks like started with a little fog here. Let me refresh once more. Oh, nice. I like it. Because the theme is fog as we build it. And I can see here there's a mouse animation. Okay, let's scroll down. Oh, I like this movement on the menu there. It's not the menu, it's the banner. Keep moving. The manifesto. I like the structure here. The animation is very smooth. Wow. The images are very nice. We can see there's a pattern on here. Very interesting. And you see the animation as I scroll down here. We can see that the animation happens. We have here the photos. Oh, interesting. As I move here, I can see the animation happening here, the angles. I like it. Let's scroll down here. Oh, that's the floor plan. It is interesting. This still doesn't fully like a museum because we have just 2 galleries, maybe, and have like a random thing moving here, random circle moving. That's fine. Okay, interesting. That's a good concept. There's the ocean here. Okay, and then we have just a general text here. Looks like there's an animation. All right, so this was the result done by Fable 5 on 33 minutes of execution with only that prompt. Now let's take a look on 5.6. So it looks like the 5.6 was done here on the index.html. So let's go to our folder here. And all right, just open the page here. Looks like there was no animation there, and there's an interesting animation here as I move the cursor. It's not the most fancy one, but looks like it is in the color of the brand. Okay, that's fine. There's no overall animation on the hero banner, but it opens very smooth. I like it. I like the way that was set up here, this page where I have the columns here. Okay, scroll down. We have the animation very close with the result from Fable. And we have here zoom in. Interesting. As I scroll down here, it goes sideways. I like it. We have a very similar result on the here. Look like this shadow is a little bit offset, but overall result is very close to the one that we saw in Fable. Ooh, that's very interesting. This one was able to do a different type of layout, which I think is more realistic. It's very interesting the way that it's set up here. And then as we hover over, we can see different points here. Very interesting. And then we have the footer. And this was GPT 5.6. So as you can see here, both has very close result between one and another. I would say 1 to 100. I would say Fable would be 95 to 100, and GPT 5.6 Terra would be 85 with some just fine adjustments. But the interesting thing is those models do this reasoning. They spin up sub-agents and they review the work for you and have this incredible look design that doesn't look like that vibe code website anymore. This is such an exciting time for developers. You can choose the model based on the job in front of you. You can bring Sol when demands more reasoning. You can use Terra for daily product development, or you can use Luma for fast and repeated workflows. There's no right or wrong on those models. The best model is the one that brings value for the specific project and team that you're working on. Now, let's talk about bringing GPT 5.6 into your own application. GMI Cloud provides an OpenAI-compatible interface with you. So remember that OpenAI key that we got here on the console? You can use the same OpenAI key to run it because it is a Python SDK OpenAI compatible. The only thing you need to do is go to your Model Hub, select the GPT 5.6, copy and paste it into your application. If you're planning to use this model as a coding tool, you can use the OpenAI compatible coding such as Codex, Cloud Code, Cursor, or Kilo. My friends, that's the 5.6 Terra. We broke down the 5.6 models tiers. We run Terra against Fable 5 and got some engineering tasks done. And we showed how we can bring GPT 5.6 into an application through the GMI Cloud API key. Run this kind of evaluation with a task for your own code base. Look at the implementation quality. Test the results. Test the time to completion and how the model fits into your team's development workflow. To get started, go to console.gmicloud.ai, create an API key, and start building with GMI OpenAI compatible API.